Well, starting you off with the time-lapse look into the north, you can see those showers and storms pushing in later this afternoon into evening, really staying with us closer to this 10 p.m. hour as we saw some light rain still pushing through, really starting to fizzle out now as we're working into the 10 p.m. As we look at the temperatures over the past 24 hours, last night got down to that 72-degree mark, got that daytime warming, hit the 100-degree mark, then quickly cooled off as we saw those showers and storms push through, holding pretty strong into the 70s now. And as we look at the entire Concho Valley, we're at that 72-degree mark here in town. A little bit warmer off to the southeast where they haven't seen as much rain, 85 for Brady as well as Junction. Most of us joining them in the 70 degrees for Sterling City, as well as Barnhart, down towards the I-10 corridor, 75 in Ozona, and then 76 in Sonora. And as we look at those dew points, they've definitely jumped since the 6 p.m. hour up into the 60s and then towards that 70-degree mark there in Robert Lee, with those relative humidity indices going into the 40s, 50s, 91% is what we're reporting here in town. So looking like it could be a muggy night ahead if you're stepping outside. And as we're looking at the upper level pattern, this is why we have those rainy conditions in place. Seeing this elongated trough from the Midwest pushing into our region, pretty much wedging us in between that upper level ridge that we saw over the American Southwest, keeping that heat over to the west. And then we're still going to see the trough really influencing our pattern heading into next week, and that's what's going to be keeping those rain chances alive with us. For tonight, looking at the severe weather outlook, still targeting areas towards the front range, as we look at the Concho Valley, just expecting that thunderstorm activity, not expecting it to be severe, luckily. Going to remain sub-severe with just those gusty winds and lightning potentially. Looking at the current satellite and radar across the state, you can see where we had that explosive activity earlier. Zooming closer into the Concho Valley, you can see a lot of it starting to fizzle out as we go into this overnight hours. Started to lose that daytime heating, that source of energy that was really driving some of these storms. And as we look at the current radar, you can see just how they're starting to fizzle out, really only settling there in Concho County near Eden right now. Even that storm towards Sonora, that gave some good rain down there, but it's starting to fizzle out as well. And as we look at those rainfall totals across most of our northern counties, a good about ½ an inch of rain with some heavier spots there in Erie County, as well as you can see some of those heavier downpours towards Sutton County and as well as Crockett County where those pop-up showers took place. And as we go into the futurecast, really moral of the story is going to be that these storms are losing their strength, should be done and said by that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. Tomorrow, that's where we start to see some more rain coming into our area. About that afternoon time frame, this model really wants to keep it closer to that I-10 corridors where we start to see some of those showers and storms firing off going into tomorrow. As we go into tomorrow evening, closer towards that dinner time hour, that's where they get a little bit more numerous across the area, seeing some of them strong at times, and that's what we're looking at for some of those heavy downpours that could lead to some of those potential flash flooding warnings. Then into Monday, more of the same as we see more rounds of rain and showers pushing into our region. Luckily, like I said, most of it should be staying sub-severe, but as we roll into those days, that's where we're looking for some of that excessive rainfall, so make sure to be on the lookout for high water on roadways and the such. Tonight, though, we're at that 20% for rain as we just see some of those lingering showers across the Concho Valley. 74 degrees is what I'm calling for us to get down to as we go through the overnight. 93 tomorrow is what I'm calling for as we see a little bit of sunshine, but cooler than today thanks to more of that rain cool air, which pulls us into the 7-day forecast. You can see really we're going to be in that stormy pattern for these next couple of days, 70 to 60% by that Tuesday time frame. And as we're rolling into next weekend, start to see those rain chances decrease a little bit, but those temperatures really hold steady into those lower 90s with lows around that 70-degree mark. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN news after the break.